Hello. Let's see what's going to happen here. All right, there I am. There's a slight delay. I have a YouTube link here. I'm going to try to add in my co-writer. Let's see here. And okay, I'm going to get this started because we don't know if it's going to work. So technology, it's always fun. I'm going to mute this. I have my live stream going at the same time, which is confusing because I can hear myself. So hopefully L Bowers is going to be able to join us. He's trying to figure out the tech right now. And in the meantime, basically what we wanted to do, hold on, let me close this and see what people are saying. Basically what we wanted to do was come on here and just chat about Primal Link real quick. We just launched a Kickstarter for book 2 and 3 audiobook today. So excited to see what's going to happen with that. And hopefully it'll get funded, of course. Oh, I got L Bowers on there. All right, let's see. I'm going to see if it's showing up for him now. He's got to get his audio working and all that too, of course. Let's see here. How do I make it work then? Where are we? Oh, there we go.
Oh, hey. There.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Yes. How's it going?
All right. Good. And you?
Good. Let me see. I'm going to comment now that we're live. And I shared the link. I'm going to share it in the main part of the group also because that way they can find it. And I have you on 2 monitors. So if I'm looking like back and forth, that's why.
All right.
Let's see here. How do I do that? It's always fun trying to figure out technology.
Yep, for sure.
Okay, here we go. And so this is kind of annoying. I ended up having to share it to YouTube instead. So, oh my God, it did this weird, like I just copy it like this probably. What am I doing? Great. So right now we're just doing a YouTube stream video. And then what I'm thinking we can do is I'm going to just post that into my main group right now. And then people can kind of watch it and have Facebook open at the same time, hopefully, and see what happens.
Okay. Sounds good.
Watch here. Comment. Okay. Posting that now. So there's going to be a little delay for everybody who's watching the video and wondering what's going on. We'll have a first few minutes empty, but all right, starting over. Hey everybody, Justin Sloan here. I got L Bowers with me. How's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Little technology only set us back 10 minutes. Not a big deal, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be ready for next time.
Yeah, we're learning here. It's a process. It's supposed to be able to go directly to your Facebook group, but for some reason it just kept telling me no, and then life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, people, we just launched today the Kickstarter for Primal Link audiobook. Pretty exciting. Oh, we got some kids in the background. Oh, I like that poster. Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. For people who might not notice yet, there's a Primal Link poster in the background over L Bowers' shoulder. I'm going to call you L Bowers just because that's your name on the book. Okay. So it makes more sense. Other side. Oh, yeah, there we go.
There it is.
Back there. Pretty exciting. So I thought we would just hop on here, tell everybody the basics about the book if they haven't picked it out. If people have any questions, we can answer those. If they don't, this could just be kind of more of an introductory video, and that's fine too. Let's see. Some people haven't had a chance to read it yet, which is fine because we can just tell you how awesome it is and why you should read it. I'm pulling up the comment right there. Such as James. Cool. So James said something, but now his comment disappeared for me. Anyway, as will happen. We're getting it slowly settled. So I'll just jump off the bat and say you were in the Marines, right?
Yep, that's correct. I was in the Marine Corps for 10 years.
10 years, wow. And what'd you do?
Yeah. Electrical equipment repair specialist.
Ooh, yeah, and I was in for 5.
Generators.
Okay, cool. I was in for 5 doing signals intelligence stuff and martial arts instruction. Good fun.
Wow.
For some reason, my phone started recording me then and is trying to figure out what I'm trying to tell it to do. Some electronic signals going on.
Nice.
Yeah. So when we were talking about, brainstorming something together, we both thought it would make sense to do some military sci-fi with some angle to make it a little bit different. And I remember in those early days we talked about Horizon Zero Dawn and Event Horizon, both the Horizons, which is weird in the title.
Yeah.
And that was definitely an influence for this book. But let's talk to, I think people here who will watch this video know me kind of, but they don't know you that well. So do you want to give us a quick spiel about who you are as a writer and what got you into writing?
Sure. So I guess I've always, since I was a kid, I've always wanted to be involved in story creation. I didn't read much until I was probably about 18 and I was in the Marine Corps. But I did want to get into animation and comic books, things like that. I even went to the Art Institute for a couple of years. And as fun as that was, I found the written word to be so much better. I mean, there's just limitless what you can do with it, right?
Right. What did you study there at the Art Institute? Were you trying to go for a certain direction?
Animation.
Oh, interesting. Cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I had a lot of fun there, and then I got out of the Marine Corps, and the tuition assistance program went away, and it got way too expensive.
Yeah. I originally had done some focus on like storyboard art and all that stuff, thinking it'd be a fun way to use my artistic skills to do something creative. And then
absolutely,
it's a different process for sure. And also the idea of like somebody ruining my creative process with their telling me what to do just sounded horrible.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And book writing and screenwriting. And in theory, people might tell us what to do someday, but right now we're just doing what we want, which is exciting and what we love.
Oh yeah, for sure, no doubt.
We kicked off this series with Prime Evil, which was kind of a prequel that you don't have to read, people, but it does tie in later. And then we have Primal Link is the first book in the series. Book 2 is already out, and book 3 is the first half is already with the editor. So we're moving forward. And book 1 is already an audiobook. We went ahead and made that one happen. Book 2, we're doing the Kickstarter for because we want to get Gary back on this, and we want to be able to make sure we can pay him. And we're hoping we can do book 2 and 3 at the same time, which would be amazing. Kickstarter, and we'll do some videos for that and post it on the page and all this stuff. So, yeah. Anything else you want to add to this book? What excited you about it, or any inspiration behind the characters?
So I used a lot of my own experience for the main character, right? And the Horizon Dawn, I thought it was such a great video game, right? So many unique elements, so much fun to play. I had to get my hands in there somehow.
Yeah.
And as they probably weren't going to hire me to write another one, the sequel for it. Why not do it in our own book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Is that sequel? It's still not out yet, right? The sequel to the video game?
No, it's still not out yet, but I think it's coming out soon.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let me see. I don't know if anybody's commenting or not because I can't really see it so well, but whatever. That's technology. If somebody comments and we don't address it, then we'll do it up after the fact. So, but James keeps commenting about saying he's with us and that we're up now. And so James, if you haven't read Primal Link yet, if you like kind of military sci-fi or science fiction in general, but with more of that Horizon Zero Dawn kind of video game feel to it, I'd say that's what I think is great about this book. The series is that it is sci-fi, but the alien technology and the alien stuff that happens definitely has that kind of video game, not quite anime, but that almost fantasy, but it's not quite fantasy feel, right?
It
feels like fantasy, but you can still justify it as like alien stuff. So
yeah, squarely in the space opera.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
So what are we doing for this Kickstarter? Do you remember?
Not off the top of my head.
Put you on the spot. I was just joking. So for the Kickstarter, for anybody who hasn't seen my posts yet on it, basically we're doing some fun art. We already have the first art like halfway done or 75% of the way done. It's a fun little piece of the main character from the Primal Link book, and he's jumping up with, I don't want to spoil it. It's just a cool piece of art. Because if I say what it is, then it kind of spoils where book 1 goes if you haven't read it yet. And we're gonna get a couple pieces of art going. We got, of course, the audiobook, which you'll get. We have opportunities to be in future books. So, in theory, if somebody acted fast, they could maybe get into book 3, but I don't know how that would work. But there's other books by both of us, so you could talk to us about what you'd want to be in. And then there's an option even for something else, which we thought was kind of cool, which was you get to be not only in the book, but you could be in a spin-off short story. That way we could publish with the book, like in the end of the book or something. So depending on if that one's way out there. So it's just fun ideas. My wife had a cool idea too. That was that basically we could take any book that we've already done and put you in it, like just basically replace one of the characters with the supporter, the Kickstarter supporter, and then just that'd be your edition. We send that to you. We haven't added that yet. If people think, oh my god, that's amazing, put that up there. We could. Of course, it's a pain. So it's not going to be like at the $10 level, but something to think about.
Yeah, no, that's a great idea. I kind of want us to go ahead and put that in there. I want to be the main character in the Justin Sloan book.
Yeah. Yeah, I can go do I mean, it could be interesting, right? Especially depending on how you want to approach it. Like, there's one character in my Shadow Core series, Dex, who's kind of this special alien being that's kind of has no sex, really. She ends up referring to him as a male just because it feels more male. But it's like it'd be weird to like suddenly you're this character and they're describing you as like not male or female. You're like, wait a minute. So I could see it ending up in some weird situations, but it'd be pretty funny.
Yeah, that would.
My wife
pointed out that, like, Dex?
What's that?
Do I get to keep the beard if I'm Dex?
Yeah, I'll have to try to describe it somehow. My wife pointed out that a lot of kids like this kind of stuff. They do this where you can get the books printed out with your name. It's like one of the characters, and the kids love it. Maybe adults do too. I don't know. I think it'd be fun for myself if I was reading a Brandon Sanderson novel and they keep saying Justin Sloan.
Oh yeah.
he pulled his sword out of thin air. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, Justin Sloan, the Shard Bear.
Yeah, I would read that. Yeah,
I would too.
Sure. All right, so before we sign off, I wanted to see, do you think you could give them a quick sell on why they should read Primal Link and what's exciting about book 3 without spoiling it for people who haven't read book 1?
Okay, sure. Yeah. All right. So Primal Link, I think you should. I may be a little biased, but it's awesome. So you should read it. It's probably one of my best works so far. I had the pleasure of getting some input from Justin Sloan when we were planning the book, right? So that made it a better book than I could have created on my own. And book 3 is going to wrap up everything that's been happening so far in book 1 and 2. We're looking at making sure that we have a satisfying conclusion, that by the time you reach the end, you're going to want more, but you're going to be happy with what you have.
There we go. Sorry, I should have brought some water or tea in with me, huh?
Yeah.
This is weird.
I got my water right here.
Oh, good. I put on the YouTube version to see if there were any comments or anything. Oh, there we go. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
For people who might not have seen, it's the what is that one called? A thermos or something?
Oh, this is just the sticker that I've got on my thermos.
Oh, you put the sticker on there because you can actually order. Yeah. Oh, not like that, but you can order the travel mugs and stuff too with the Primal Link on there. And we're including some of this merch in the Kickstarter too. So if people want to have it that way, but you can also order it separately. Some of the merch stuff. Signed books. This is the only time I do signed books. I don't know why, but doing signed books is like my biggest anxiety thing out there. I don't mind going to events and meeting people. I don't mind that stuff, but just the idea of ordering the book, getting the box, putting it all together, making it special, going back to the post office and shipping it. It's just like, it's like all that time passed and I could have written a book. Not quite, but give or take. Depending on how many books there are to sign, of course. So that's one reason I made it like this thing that I keep specific only to Kickstarters. And I don't know if have you done many signed books sending outs before?
I really haven't. Just really to my father. That's about it.
Oh, cool. Nice. Yeah. I think these books shine. The reviews speak for that. Like the only negative reviews are people who don't quite understand the semi-fantasy feel to the sci-fi.
Yeah.
I've seen anyway. It's mostly just like those kind of people who are confused by it. And a lot of my books do that. Where it's military sci-fi, but there's a little something extra. Like even Shadow Core. I probably had some of that. I don't quite. Well, one of the aliens has like an ability to make matter explode, and there's things like that where then
Yeah.
it's kind of feeling fantasy, even though maybe there's this explanation. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like whenever you get it, it's like Star Wars. It's more like this kind of style of science fantasy stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, for sure.
but as far
Yeah.
as writing,
Yeah.
and we've had some good editors work on these. I think we even had like 2 or 3 editors work on the first one. So we wanted to make sure that the words really shine for you all, and I think Gary Bennett did an amazing job narrating as well. And the reviews for that have been pretty good. So I'm always excited to feel vindicated. I guess is that the right word when I see that
Yeah.
review.
Yeah, I think so.
Right? I never
Yeah.
speak the right words. It's one of my downfalls. I can type the words in my fingers and they just flow because it's my subconscious. But once I start thinking about it, it's this whole process. So
Yeah, I hear
if I
you.
said anything wrong today, that's not my fault. It's my brain's fault.
No, but I think you're good.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So what's
I've been
that?
really excited by the reviews. I can't believe how much people have been enjoying it.
Yeah.
It really is vindicating. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask you, what's next for you? I think book 3, we're pretty much wrapping it up. We could do something, like if Kickstarter goes crazy or the fans are just like, oh my God, you can't stop. I'm sure there's areas to follow up on this and do more. But assuming book 3 is the end, like it's the end of a trilogy, we could always, how they do a 3-book arc. But assuming that we just end it there, do you have any idea what's next for you?
I'm really, really getting into the cultivation thing. I'm thinking
Nice.
a good mix of sci-fi cultivation with a little Jack Reacher thrown in.
Oh, cool. Fun. Yeah, for me, I actually have been outlining a story with a guy. I won't say too much yet, but he works at one of these major movie studios here, and he is pretty awesome. And so we're outlining a sci-fi series that's kind of got some Judge Dredd style cyberpunk slash bounty hunter slash Ninja Turtles slash awesomeness going on. So let's see, that'll be fun. It's kind of weird.
Yeah,
Like
for
we're gonna
sure.
do this new approach. Like so, the way people are gonna ask probably or be curious, how did we write this? So for book 1, it was mostly we co-outlined or a bit, and then you did the
Yep.
whole first draft, basically, right?
Yep. Pretty
Yeah,
much. Yep.
and then we did a lot of editing and some revisions here and there, and then book 2, I added some point of view stuff, and then book 3, a little bit more point of view stuff.
Yep.
But still, it was still probably like 60 or something percent you even then, or 70 or 80. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The edit,
Yeah.
that stuff.
Yeah. But
So that's our process. Any thoughts on that before I say what I'm going to do with this guy?
um, like I said before, it's the being able to work with someone who has more experience than I do with stories and more breadth of experience for sure. It's really been great to get your input and to make the story better than if I had just worked on it by myself. I think
Cool.
that's the secret sauce of collaboration is you
Yeah.
get to build something better with someone else than you can by yourself.
Yeah, and that's what's fun about working with this other guy that I've been working with because he has that studio mindset. He's a little bit older than me too, and he's been able to approach it from like, hey, I've been working at a movie studio for 20 plus years, and here's all the story stuff that we go through all the time. So that's been fun. So we talked about how we're going to approach it too because he has less hands-on writing experience. I'm like, well, it doesn't make sense for him to go write it all then. So we're going to kind of outline together, and then we've already done a lot of outlining together. I'm going to go through and write most of the first draft, but just any part that I feel confused on, or I'm just not feeling in the moment, or like it's too action heavy, and I'm just like I don't want to bother. I'm just going to leave blank with like little notes for him, and I'm just going to keep going. So I'm going to write like a boom first draft, and then he's going to come through and like finesse it and make it better, and then editing will of course will merge the voices and all that. It's going to be a new. I've never tried it quite like that, where people just hop in like this. It's gonna be kind of weird.
Yeah,
Fingers crossed.
yeah, for sure.
We'll have some updates on that in the near future. Cool. Let's check. Did anybody else comment or have any questions that you saw? I don't know if you're on the page. I see James is on there. He said we're looking good, so thank you, James. You get all the shout outs because you're the only one here, but that's fine. The whole thing with figuring out the tech and all that always messes it up a little bit. So
yeah.
All right. Anything else you wanted to add?
Make sure you check out the Kickstarter. You won't be disappointed.
I'll make sure to include links and all that stuff. And now we have this fun little video that'll be on my Facebook group page. So if anybody wants to check it out, please do. We have 4 viewers as of the time of this. So whoever else is out there too, hello, thank you. We
Welcome.
look forward to sharing these awesome books with you guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. I have no idea how this whole thing that we're using works. So if I hit end and then we're just sitting here looking blankly, you understand why. Cheryl says, "Watch your language." Was that a post from somebody who's one of our buddies, or whatever? Hello, Cheryl. I wonder if that's referring to the video or to the book. It showed up in StreamYard, by the way. Anyway,
Gotcha.
we do have some swear words in the book, actually, guys and gals. So, actually, we did edit out some of the main hardcore ones, but we left in a couple here and there because SEALs and Marines talk like this. So we didn't want to make it too much like reality because civilians can't handle reality. So we did leave a couple for the flavor, but we edited a lot of it out so it doesn't feel like it's just like a I don't know what you call that, a junkyard of F-bombs and whatnot.
Yeah.
That was my call.
Reality, though.
Powers wanted to punch me. He's like, no. I was joking, that never
no, F that.
Do it real, man. Yeah. It's a struggle that I've dealt with before. I mean, I always deal with because, like, writing with the Andrely Universe, LMBPN publishing with my Reclaiming Honor series, those readers love the swear words. And then before that, most of my books had like no swear words. I was just keeping it clean because I was like, I don't want to offend people. But then there's that. So it's like now readers after the fact are probably going to expect either 100% or 0. And so this middle ground is it's going to confuse people.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, thank you everybody for checking out this video either during or after the fact. And thank you, L. Bowers, for hopping on and chatting with me. It's good times.
Thanks for having me. Thanks everybody for showing up and watching video.
All right. And for your support on reading and Kickstarters and reviews and all that stuff. Take care.